All right. Welcome to another episode of the discussion with the Mr. Noise organization. Once again, I am your host, Mr. Arnold Michelle. We have Akeem. You guys should know him by then. We have, he be in the room, but he be having to go sometimes. But we got, I don't know what to call him. He's a man of only one kind. You can't find him in most places, but I let him introduce himself.
We one of one, simple math for the simple mind.
Hey, y'all see what I'm talking about?
I'm Devin, you know what I'm saying? Creative director at Nose.
Mr. Devin Fuller to be correct.
Yes, sir.
Devin Fuller.
Yes, sir.
All right, today, for those who don't know, we in Miami. You guys can join us in person live. If you are in Miami, we are in North Miami Beach. We be here. Our mentorship is every Thursday from 3:30 to 5, and sometimes we go overboard or we start a little late. But 3:30 to 5 p.m. You can join us in person if you are in Miami. Let us know in advance. But yeah, we have a few people in the room. You can't see everybody, but today, since we in Miami, a lot of stuff been happening in Miami lately. Miami being hot. And I'm not just talking about the temperature. Miami just been real hot. It looked like Grand Theft Auto down here.
It's caliente.
People jumping out of vans with on top of semi-automatics. Yeah. Parties, kids getting killed. So we wanted to touch a little bit about what's going on, and what can we do? What is first and foremost addressing the issue, the problems, and then also you can't address an issue without coming up with some solution. Well, I graduated high school in 2012. We're in 2021, so that was 9 years ago. I'm not too far removed from that type of culture. I also gave my life to Christ 2012, and before giving my life to Christ, I was friends and I was close and I had associates who was living that type of life. So even after giving my life to Christ, I still stay connected once in a while, or I still know certain people that's in the streets. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they keep me updated what's going on. So like I said, before even going, I gave that introduction because some people may be like, yo, what do you know about this street? You behind a desk, you consulting, you doing whatever. But I can say don't let looks fool you, Even though I'm not running in the streets, but I still talk and, deal with a lot of people who are in the streets and know kind of quite well what's happening in my own neighborhoods. So before that though, it was crazy before everything started jumping off. I mentioned it to a few people. Every year around a certain time, I always start saying it. I'm like, in Miami, summertime and New Year's are the most deaths. Ever since I was in middle school, I always noticed during the summer, a bunch of people would die, and then after summer, starting around from as early as October, November, a lot of people would die. I don't know if it's a satanic agenda for Miami where those period of times where it's the most hot. But one thing I do understand though, we live in Miami, so it's not only the people that's in Miami, but tourists as well from all over the place come during the summer, because some people spend their summer vacation here, and then also during start moving towards the New Year's is winter time. So a lot of people where it's cold, they come down too. Because a lot of times, especially when you hear shootouts, stabbings that happen in Miami Beach, it be people from all over the place that comes that be involved in that. But lately, and I ain't gonna talk about nothing I don't really know, But lately it's been really hot in Miami, like I said, and a lot of things been escalating due to the local activity, local gangs and local people who stay here. So, I've seen videos, like I said, it looked like Grand Theft Auto happening. People jumping out of vans and then running and and then getting back into vans. You see people. I seen one. It was a car that a guy was walking out his house. They stopped at the stop sign and they just wet two of them. They pulled out. The driver and the pack came out and just started shooting. So it's been a lot, and a lot of people are getting shot and killed, and we gotta I won't say nip it in the butt, but somebody gotta say something. Now I won't overstep my boundaries because I ain't gonna talk what I don't know about because I don't know the people who's doing it like exactly, but we just know like it's the different gangs and the different people in the Miami, NMB North Miami, that type of community. So, yeah. What you got to say about that, Fuller?
I mean, like you said, like been on like since high school and middle school, people you've been on the same people that's running the street for a long time. So like, people been having beef since we was 13 years old. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
People get money. You know what I'm saying? They want to impress women, like, and if something happened with them, you know, it's gonna intensify the fire even more.
Yeah.
So they gonna catch somebody slipping, and just to end whatever they got going on, they gonna do what they have to do.
Yeah.
But it's sad because it's like, why we gotta continue to cycle every year? Like, this is something that our parents done been through. Let's just be honest. Like, everybody parents have been through what we've been through. It's just, you know, we just in the age.
A different way.
We just different in a different age, in a different way. We just gotta like try to do better.
So what do you think is the cause of this? Like, what's causing this problem? What's the beef? Like you said, like, what's the beef? Somebody stealing somebody's girlfriend? What?
Yeah,
what is it? What it be like?
Either it's a female, either what is it? Somebody not sharing the duet.
Okay.
They not sharing the duet.
That one.
Or maybe say one person went to the
For
club.
the camera, what is this duet?
The duet is the play.
The play.
What's where you can put where you can make your money at in that season.
Well, not where you can put your money. Sometimes
Well, where you can make
some.
where they can take the money at in that season.
Yeah.
So what was I about to say?
So is the women
not
sharing the duet?
not sharing, you know, information, and like say for instance like somebody at a club, you know, it's different. And
Disrespect.
Disrespect, and it's different sides. So and those different sides got history too. So one little thing happens, there's already friction there. It's easy. Beef happen like this. So I guess those are the three.
Okay.
I've been on. Like,
well, what you think is the other problem? Let's list out we listing out the problems right now. What is causing this? What's causing all this war? You think?
I could say disrespect.
Okay, that's one. That's the main one.
That's the main one I could say. But yeah, being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really, because in the series of events that's been going on, I don't think it's just been like, oh yeah, let's pull out some.
Nah, it's not just secure. Yeah,
this is
stuff that led up to it.
Yeah.
It's something that's always led up to
So
it.
your main problem is basically the disrespect. Okay, you wanted to say something.
I feel like it's retaliation,
Retaliation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they want to kill somebody, they gonna want to come back and then just keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
retaliation.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I feel like pride is it should be the main thing.
Pride is like the main one.
Green light got
We got Mr. Greenlight. We're gonna let you quickly say what you say because you're on the thing. What you said? Unmute yourself. Okay, said ops clicking up with the other side. Okay. What that for those who don't know what op is an opposition, meaning like they are against each other.
And it's crazy. I came across somebody live today. This girl, she was speaking, and she said something real that like kind of made me think a little bit. Now we talking about this topic, because she was basically saying how like it's basically within the black community, if it's retaliation like that happens within the shooting within the hood, it's in the moment where like, oh dang, this person is gone.
Yeah.
R.I.P. my dog. And that's it. And then life go on. But she got mad solely just cause she like, then if it's just like, not to bring race in it, but she was just like, let's just say if it was like a white man, the other race did it, then it would be a big movement.
Yeah.
Like George Floyd, she said why, especially, she was just like, in Miami, like why we not coming together like George Floyd? Why ain't nobody saying that? Like,
Okay.
so I was like, she got a point.
That's a point, but you gotta understand. With George Floyd, it was looked at a race battle. It was a white man versus a black man.
But
now when black man killing black man, like it's like you can't pick a side because you black. The thing that we could raise up in our community, like, so okay, we touched on the problem. Now let's dive into the what's causing it. So we have that, we have the problems, we laid out the problem was called. Okay, the causes. Okay. Like for piggybacking on what you said with the live you saw. Okay, why can't really we take a stand? I'll tell you one reason. A lot of times they know when someone die in the street the way they died, they know the cause of why the person died. And the person was probably in some mess themselves. And it's like, dang, he killed, maybe that same person they just killed probably killed another person or probably robbed somebody. So it's like, yo, how can you really come together and like back up that? So some people, one is like, okay, the people who got caught up, they were doing their mess too.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you come together to back up somebody who's doing wrong?
Yeah.
Not to say two wrong make a right, but it's like, dang, you can't pick a side. Then two, in a George Floyd, and then the white police officer, he was white, so okay, it's a race battle. So it's like the black people gonna stand up for George Floyd, even though he might have done something wrong to tick him off. But we gonna stand up. The black race is gonna stand up because like, dang, like I'm a black man too.
Yeah.
But when it's two black men killing each other, it's like, dang, I don't know what to pick. Like, I don't know, especially if you know the reason why they did the shootout. It's like, dang, you just look at them as, man, I don't got nothing to do with that. And especially if you stand up now, it's like, okay, those are people in your neighborhood. You don't want people coming after you now. You feel me? Like, so there's a lot of reasons why like that don't happen where like we unify as a black community. I remember it was probably like a month ago that little boy, the 3-year-old died. They had a walk, and it was not only him, it was another little boy that died too. A little girl.
Yeah.
And I think it was another little boy that had died too. And then I think they came together and did a big walk for all of them. A lot of people came out and walked, but how many times we gonna walk to say end gun violence? Like, we as a community, we come up and say end gun violence, but nothing really happened.
Yeah.
And one thing, lastly, I'm gonna say is like, cause it gets me mad. I'm on social media, I see everybody like either rest in peace or they saying, man, we shouldn't be doing this. Like, but I'm like, yo, y'all just don't want the killing to happen, but y'all not talking about the other stuff that lead to the killing.